Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Nate here, and I'm back with a brand new video. I'm going to be showing you today the best controller settings for Season 21. If you enjoy, like, comment, subscribe. Without further ado, let's jump straight into this. So first, we're going to jump in. We're going to go to gameplay. I would have interact prompt style on compact. If you have it on default, it gives you way too much information. That is going to block your vision, make your life a nightmare. Have it on compact, nice and small. Moving next, we have button hints. I would have this off. It just shows you like what buttons to press. Personally, unless you're new to the game, you should know what your controller settings are. So I would have this off. Less information on the screen, more helpful, more vision. Next up, we have crosshair damage feedback. I would have this off. It basically just means if you had the shield icon on like so, when you shoot something, it just puts this little crosshair damage on it and it shows you the shield. I personally would have it off because it just means when you are shooting something, all you see is the damage and you don't need to see this little crosshair in it. It just shows you a lot more vision. It's more helpful. Next up, I have numbers set to stacking. If you have it on floating, this is just unnecessary. It's more maths than it needs to be. Have it on stacking. It does the maths for you. Boom, 101. Moving forward, we have ping optimicity. Have this on fade. It just means if you're pinging at something, it will automatically be able to see through it. If you don't have it, you won't be able to see through it. So definitely have this on faded. Obituaries, we have this on. It just shows you the kill feed. So essentially, if say people are fighting and you want to know if people are getting knocked, you will be able to see it. So 100% have this on. Minimap rotations, just when you turn left to right, the minimap will go around with you. 100% have this on. It just feels so much nicer, so much cleaner. Weapon auto cycle on empty, I would 100% recommend you have this on. It just basically means I can't show you in the range, right? But say I was out of heavy ammo right now, I would hit the trigger button and it would auto cycle to the 301. It just means if you have no more bullets depleted in your bag, you have nothing available to auto reload with, then it will auto cycle to your next gun. It's so much better and more helpful because there will be times where you maybe don't realize you have no more bullets and it'll just auto cycle to your next gun. Next up, we have always sprint on. This will save your analog sticks life. You push it down, you run. It's nice. Okay, really helpful. And then they've also now brought in this new section called auto run. So it means if I push forward on my analog stick twice, I will automatically run. This is another thing that's really helpful. Say for example, you're a little bit lazy like myself. Sometimes you just don't want to be holding down the left analog stick. So there you go. I'm not pressing it and I'm auto sprinting. I would 100% have this on because if there is times where you're rotating to zone and you just want to maybe have a hands free and you're just being maybe a bit lazier on your phone, you can do that. Now you can do it. So good. Beforehand, you used to have to be going in the bag, and it was really annoying. Next up, we're going to have jetpack toggle. You can choose on this one. I have mine on toggle. It just means when I'm playing Valk, I only have to, I double tap it, and then it just flies me in the air. Whereas you have it on hold, you have to actually physically hold it down. So I like it on toggle personally. Incoming damage feedback, I have this on 3D. I've never had it on anything else. That's so much better. Taking damage, closes death boxes, crafting menu, definitely have this off. There's nothing worse than being kicked out of a box. You will not be able to armor swap if you have this off. Please have it on. Off-screen portraits, I would recommend having this off. It just has this little portrait on your teammates when they're running around. It actually gets in the way. I didn't like it. I never found I needed it beforehand, so I definitely don't need it now. So I have this turned off. Hop-up and pop-ups, I'd have this off. It just tells you what the hop-up is. So, for example, if you attach it and then you went and looked at something. So, for example, if I quickly get myself, say, a PK, and then I pick up the disruptor rounds, you can see it in the bottom right, just below me, it shows you what the hop-up is. So maybe if you're new to the game, you might turn around and say, actually, I need that because I don't know what they do. Then obviously you have that option available. I personally don't need it. Streamer mode, I have this off. I mean, if you don't want people's names to be seen in the obituary, you might want to have this on. But personally, I kind of want to see who's in my lobby anyway, so I personally prefer having this off, so that I can see everyone's name. It also really helps as well working out what teams people are. So I would definitely keep that off. Anonymous mode, I would have this. I mean, it only depends if you're just a streamer. I stream and I still don't have it on. It's usually when people just want to hide their names. And normally people that are cheating normally hide their names. So, dickheads. But yeah, I have this disabled. Usage, sharing, I'd have this enabled. EA should hopefully do something with your knowledge. Maybe. Next up, we're going to have performance display. I would have this on. It just shows you, obviously, right above me, what ping you're on. If you're having any spikes or anything like that, kind of helps you in those situations where you don't know whether it's you or the lobby. So I would have that turned on. Communications filters, I have this set to everybody. If you are maybe younger and you don't want people messaging you, don't want people talking or anything like that, put it on nobody. Obviously, if you're happy with friends, cool, put it on friends. I just have it with everybody. I don't really give a toss. Next up, we got reticle. Customize it all you want. This is the one I use. I use a green one. So you can copy those numbers that are literally just below me there if you like the look of it, it will look a little bit like this. So you can see if I put it on like a bruiser, I quite like the green. It's a nice glowy color. So yeah, if you want to copy that, you can. You're more than welcome to. We also have laser sight, which you can customize. I just keep it on the standard red. Laser sights in my eyes are always red, so I keep it red. But once again, if you want to copy it, you're more than welcome to. Next up, colorblind mode. I would only use this if you actually need it. I used to play on Tritanopia and I ended up coming off of it because I just actually started to realize, you know what, it really doesn't make a difference. Obviously, if you need it, then use it. Subtitles off, normal subtitles, normal. Enable chat features, I just have this off. Displayable voice chat, I have this off. You can turn this on once again if you don't like talking to people. I have that off though. Incoming voice to text, I would have this off. Some people say some rude things and you might not want that on. Incoming text to speech, I have this set on console. I'm on console, so I have it off because when you're in like a lobby, like a custom lobby, and people are spam and stuff, it's so loud and so annoying. Next up, we're going to go into controller layout. I've got controller layout here. I have mine customized. I play on a normal controller and I have it set so that my LB is a crouch, my tactical is a B. Do what you want. If you're happy on default, stay on default. I quite like customizing though, just because you can kind of pick to what you want, what you feels best suited to you, but especially if you play different games, you might turn around and say you prefer something slightly different. Stick layout, I keep that to default. Interact prompt star, a reload button, I have that tap to use the reload. I would not be using hold or anything like this. This is disgusting. Make sure you have it as tap. You want it as quick as possible. Hold for your crouch button, because when you're running, if you hold it down and then you're jumping, you see I can bunny hop. Oh, lovely. If you don't have this set, you can't bunny hop. So you need to have it as hold to crouch. It really makes a big difference. Aim button, I have that down as hold. You would not want that on toggle because that is just going to leave you in the scope for fucking ages. This just means as soon as I hold down the left trigger, I'm aiming. As soon as I let go of it, it lets go. Next up, survival slot star, I would have that on. It means when you want to drop a heat shield, you just press down on the D-pad and you'll be able to bring it out, rather than having to actually go into your bag and go to where the survival item would be. That's just really long-winded. Like, you want to chuck your heat shield down straight away. Trigger dead zones, definitely have this on none. Do not have this on anything else. It just means as soon as you hit it, it will go straight away. If you have it higher, it means you have to press down harder, just putting yourself at a disadvantage. Menu cursor speed, I have this halfway. You might want it faster. I would recommend not going too slowly though, because if you go too slowly, you're going to struggle and you're going to end up finding armor swapping really difficult. Moving down to the sensitivities, I use ALCs. I'm going to do a separate video on that, so if you want to watch that, check out the channel because I will do that. But yeah, you can have whatever sense you really want, but if you are interested in my ALCs, I will show you, but use what you want. A lot of people like things like 4-3 classic. That's a really easy one to use. 4-3 linear if you're a little bit more advanced, but if you like the idea of, you know, making a unique sense like myself, I have it set on ALCs. Movement dead zone, definitely have this onto small, because if you have it on large, just means once again you got to press the analog a lot harder to actually start moving. Inverted look, I have this off. You might play with it on. I do not play with it on though. That's up to you. Vibrations, 100% have this off. If you have this on, it will distract you. It will make your life harder. Trust me, moving around with a vibration on, it's just nasty. These are my ALCs. I say I will go through this in a separate video. Then over here we go brightness. I have it slightly higher, just a tiny bit. Field of view 110. I personally would always have it high. You might want it a little smaller, but I personally really think more vision better. FOV scaler, I have this disabled. It basically means if I'm doing abilities and things like that, it won't fuck with my FOV, so I don't have that on. Sprint view shake, I have this set to minimal because there's nothing more annoying than your screen shaking around as you're sprinting. And then graphics mode, I have this set to performance. Once again, I'm on console. This just basically gives me 120 FPS. If you're not on console, it won't make a blind bit of difference. You probably won't have the setting. But obviously, if you are on console, you will not get to use these settings unless you have a PS5 or an Xbox Series X or an S. Last but not least, we have audio. Have it to whatever you want. My audio, if I have it on 100, is a little bit too loud, so I've turned it down just a tiny bit. Not enough for it to actually affect me though, so it makes my life easier. But you can have what you want, and I just turned off the music volume because I kind of got annoyed at it. But yeah, that is everything. If you have enjoyed, please like, comment, subscribe. That is the best controller settings for season 21. If you have enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you subscribe if you do want to see the ALC video. I'm going to record that straight after this, so yeah, make sure you do. Apart from that, I'm going to shut up and I'll see you on the next video.